Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at all the different kind of buffs for the season. We're going to rank them all in a tier list. I always do this in front of a season. And I think this is going to be the shortest video that I ever done for that. Because if you see already, like all the buffed Pokemon are down below and it does not really look that big, to be fair. Like, there are not a lot of Pokemon that really got buffed with that one. I am excluding for today, by the way, the Spark nerf as well as the Whiscash nerf there, or like the Scald nerf, because that's going to be part of a different video anyway. We're going to take a look at the impact of this, but also, yeah, like here it's only above Buzz, and if I would pull like the nerfs in here as well, it doesn't really make too much sense for the tier list. But anyway, I made a video anyway about those nerfs before they even happened, which is kind of funny because I predicted both of them, so definitely check out the video on the channel. Otherwise, let's start right into the video. We're gonna start here with Satudo and Satitan, and this is actually most likely one of the most impactful nerfs, not nerfs, buffs of course, of the season. Those Pokemon both getting the move Powder Snow is just going to be way better than Ice Shard currently. Do I think that those Pokemon are going to be insanely meta now? No, but like it's going to be still an interesting Pokemon to use. Powder Snow plus Avalanche plus Body Slam as a like faster move to get to, plus decent-ish bulk. That's kind of cool as a pure Ice type Pokemon, so definitely something I'm looking forward to. Do I think it's going to be crazy impactful and like the Pokemon going to be everywhere? Definitely not. But it's still a cool kind of update, and so definitely both of them going to be interesting for the Open Great League, and I kind of like this one. So it's mostly one of the better updates for this season. So next one, we're going to have Thunder Punch on the Chesnaught. Irrelevant, like literally irrelevant. Like you don't want to have this move at all. Like you have great coverage already. You have basically the perfect moveset for the current things for this Pokemon, unless you would be able to learn counter with this thing. Then you might be better than with like a Wind Rip right now, but like otherwise this Pokemon is already having the best moveset anyway. So basically you kind of just have the Thunder Punch on this Pokemon in order for you to waste more charge TMs on this thing, which is kind of sad. Like I wish that maybe even Pokemon would get 3 charge moves, so you have like coverage, which would be kind of more of an interesting play, because then you would have some potential for this thing in the future. But I doubt that they're going to put in 3 charge moves, but maybe eventually they do, who knows. But yeah, don't think so, by the way. Like that's not like a hint or anything like this. I'm not partnered with Niantic or anything like this before like people think, oh, we're gonna get 3 charge moves. No, like I have no idea what's actually happening for the future. Anyway, we're going to have Clefable getting Pound. I'm going, not Pound, you're gonna get Swift here. Swift we're gonna get. Pound is the legacy move for this Pokemon, that's why I thought about it. But Clefable getting this move. For Swift, I'm gonna go here for today, by the way, for 35 energy for it. We don't know if this is going to be the correct number for it. I hope it is the correct number, so something at least changes for the new season, because otherwise it actually really looks kind of bad. But it might also be like a 40 energy move, which would be then a clone of Thunder Punch, which is pretty garbage, especially as a normal type move. But yeah, we have to hope that it's going to be like 35 energy for that one to actually have some impact. For Clefable, it would give it a tiny buff. Like with 35, if it's 40 energy, you will never basically use it, because it's then 1 fast move less that you need for the first one to get there, like 2 in total for the second one thing, compared to the move Media Mesh. And Media Mesh basically does double the amount of damage, and then it doesn't make sense. If it's 35 energy, it's a small buff towards Clefable, so that would be kind of an interesting one there. Otherwise, kind of like not really that usable if it's like 40 energy. Now we're going to have 2 Pokemon that are just literally fillers for the page, and that's something that I kind of don't really like as well. Those Pokemon that literally just, like, they know that they have literally 0 potential and they're just adding it so, like, it looks bigger in terms of the move updates. Like, yes, you can do that, but, like, at least give them, like, better fast moves for, like, Little Cup or something like this, because right now all of them have no play at all. Next one, we're going to have the Seed Bomb update basically as well, which you're going to have on the Dartrix. Dartrix learns Seed Bomb as the best kind of grass type move. You already have Leafage as a fast move, and you have the Stab Brave Bird as a charge move. And it's going to be a tiny upgrade for this Pokemon. This Pokemon was better before when the Seed Bomb had like 5 less energy as well. But it is what it is. It's still going to be a little bit of an upgrade for this thing. I'm definitely going to want to kind of try this Pokemon out, because I think it is actually kind of good in the current meta as well. And it's like a very underrated Pokemon, because you have a lot of bulk on this thing, interestingly enough. Plus a great typing in like grass and flying. So going to be an interesting one here for sure. We're going to have Fearow getting the move Fly. Sadly, currently, I'm going to put actually good for Spice. I think it's going to be something that can be relevant in the future if they're gonna give it a better fast move. And I could see them adding like a new fast move type for a flying type Pokemon that's like on like a 3-turn move or something, that's like a better air slash variant or something like this, which might help Fearow in the future, because Fly and Drill Run as like coverage for this Pokemon is actually really good, but like it just does not really have the stats, and the fast move of Steel Wing is okay, but like it's not totally great either. So I doubt that this Pokemon has really any potential. We still might gonna take a look at this, because why not? I kind of want to build this thing now. I don't know why, but like I kind of feel like I really want to build this thing. But yeah, it's not really going to have any impact currently, but maybe cool for Spice. So next one, we're going to have some more update filler here, which you can throw in there immediately. And I guess Lokix, I looked at it a little bit already as well in like a video yesterday. I'm gonna put it into an impactful buff. It is definitely going to help this Pokemon out quite a bit. I doubt that this Pokemon is going to have any like major update towards like being meta or anything like this. It could be very cool though for limited mass. I think for limited mass, this Pokemon has quite a lot of potential, having a very interesting typing of Bug and the Dark typing, where I don't even know if there's a different Pokemon that has it as well. There are a lot of Grass and Dark type, but I cannot remember at least currently a Dark and Bug type Pokemon. And so this Pokemon definitely is an interesting one, and counter on this thing is definitely an impactful buff, so that's kind of cool. Thunder Punch on the Lucario, literally irrelevant. Like, you have Blaze Kick, which is just a better other move to go for. You have Power Punch, you have Shadow Ball, you have Aura Sphere, you have like way better moves than Thunder Punch. Like, it doesn't matter at all. We won't have the Naganadel, good for Spice, only like literally spicy Spice. You won't have now Dragon Claw on this Pokemon. It is not going to be too impactful on it either, because it's just still too garbage for that. But we most likely still going to take a look at this Pokemon again, just because we want to have some fun in the early beginning of the next season anyway, so this is definitely one of them. Next one is kind of something that like annoys me a little bit, because they are actually impacted by the Spark nerf. Why did they not give like Pormo and Pormot? I don't know actually how you really say the difference between the name. Like, why do you not give them, like, I'm actually gonna put this like into the lower bracket even. Why do you not give those Pokemon a better fast move? Give them Volt Switch, give them Thunder Shock, give them Counter, whatever, but like give them something. Like, why do you leave them a Spark now, which got nerfed as well? So like, those Pokemon don't really want Thunder Punch anyway, because you have Wild Charge on them, and the Wild Charge is 5 more energy for what, like 40 more damage or some stuff like this, kind of wild stuff. Or I think even 45 more damage for 5 more energy. So like, Thunder Punch is not a great move in general, and giving it to an electric type, which already has one of the best charge moves for electric types, doesn't make sense, while also nerfing the fast move of them. So like, it is quite sad to see those updates, because like, you can change them. Like, it would not make them broken if you give them Volt Switch, like not even close. Like, it still would be totally fine, but it's Niantic again. Next one, we're going to have Riolo, going to be very like little impactful. I think it has Cross Chop even in the game currently as like a best charge move for the first typing, and for the second typing you have Blaze Kick, which is way better than Thunder Punch. So I would imagine it's kind of more like a filler here. Again, I don't think this has really any potential. We're going to have Fly on Salamence. There will be a video coming up eventually on the channel as well throughout the week, where I'm going to take a look in how to buff the Pokemon that are buffed this season, because like, there are some potential for Pokemon that got like a new move now to get a different new move in the next season to be actually then useful. For this Pokemon, getting Fly is not impactful at all for PvP. Like, literally, yeah, you're going to be better with Fly than with like the Hydro Pump of the Fire type move, or was, I think it was like Fire Blast. Definitely better with going for Fly there, but like, it's still going to be a garbage Pokemon to use. It's just going to be for Monster League something worse than Dragonite or the Rayquaza, so kind of sad for it, but like, there's potential for this Pokemon in the future, so we're definitely going to take a look at this eventually as well. Anyway, Scrafty, actually it's a decent side grade for it. I looked at it and it was actually kind of okay. Like, there were actually quite a lot of matchups where Thunder Punch helped this Pokemon out. I just don't know what to get rid of. Like, it's kind of, again, as said before, like more of a update where it looks more like if you get like 3 charge moves, this Pokemon would be definitely benefiting from having Thunder Punch. But like, I don't know if you want to get rid of Power Punch, most likely not. That's kind of the bread and butter of this Pokemon. And then getting rid of their best kind of stab charge move is also not really making too much sense for Thunder Punch. So it's more of a side grade. It's a very low side grade, so going to be kind of not as impactful. Scraggy, I kind of want to take a look at, not gonna lie, I kind of want to build one. I have a rank 1 Scraggy that I can build, which I haven't built yet, which I might do just because there's nothing in the new season I want to build. And so maybe I'm gonna get this Pokemon, but right now, like, this thing is more of a spicy one. Swanna is also just a spice one. Like, yes, it's going to, I kind of guess I'm gonna put into tiny buff in terms of this one here, because it's still going to be better with Fly now over think Hurricane, which is a garbage move anyway because it takes so much energy, but you still have the problem of having no good fast move. So like, you don't have Wing Attack, you don't have, I don't know, like there's actually no good water type fast move currently. So you have Water Gun, which is your best fast move, and you just are the third wheel in terms of water and flying type Pokemon, because you have Lantern, no, you don't have Lantern, you actually have Mantine, and you don't have Pelipper, which are just better in terms of the moveset, and so Fly doesn't really help this Pokemon at all. Swoobat, I actually like a lot. I actually like the update in general a lot. I kind of want to build a Swoobat. I actually want to build one even for the Ultra League. Then I realized it's going to be below 2000 CP, so that's most likely not going to happen. I have a hundo, but it doesn't really help me. But Swoobat is something I definitely want to take a look at as well. Cool Pokemon, definitely an interesting one here. Teddyursa is kind of funny for Spice, having Cross Chop. I don't know if you really want to have Swift on this Pokemon, depends if it's like 35 or 40 energy again. Going to be an interesting one here. Trevenant getting the buff of Seed Bomb is kind of a cool side upgrade, but it's just a mini buff. We took a look at this before as well. Same kind of goes for Whimsicott again. Like those Seed Bomb users definitely going to have a little bit of more play then, but like it's not going to change like crazy matchups or anything like this. It's not a great crazy update anyway. Plus 5 damage on a move that already doesn't do a lot of damage. It's not going to do that much for them, but yeah, they're all kind of getting a small buff, which is kind of cool. I feel like Typhlosion is more of an impactful buff, while Solar Beam is fun to use on this thing. Having a charge move that is also going to be able to hit hard those water type Pokemon that you don't want to face, that is way faster, is quite cool. And also now the Shadow Claw moveset has a little bit more play compared to the Incinerate moveset, so that's going to be an interesting say-swap for sure, and so I'm definitely kind of looking forward to this one. Again, for Ursaluna, it would be actually kind of an impactful buff, I think, if it would be 35. If it's 40 energy, you most likely rather go for moves that actually have coverage for you. If it's 35 energy, you're going to have a fast move to get to with the Ursaluna, which might be cool. So really depends again what Niantic is going to do here. So it's either between like tiny side upgrade or like the impactful buff. So really depends on that one. Same kind of goes for the Ursaring. Like for Ursaring, it's definitely going to be the cheapest move to get to, which is definitely interesting, especially for the Shadow Claw variant if it's 40 energy still, because you're still going to get the after just 5 Shadow Claws. But for the counter variant, it would be kind of important to be 35, because otherwise you need an extra counter, and this would be not really ideal for this thing. So hopefully again it's 35, and I would put it into like a tiny side upgrade. We're going to have Uxie here. This was actually very good for Uxie, and it is kind of an impactful buff. I hope it's 35 though. Again, I'm going by 35 here. Uxie has actually 2200 rating for the Great League, which is kind of cool. So it's a very bulky Pokemon. You have Thunder as a coverage move, you have Confusion for like stab damage. So it's a bulky Pokemon that would have a cheap charge move now as well, which it had basically never before. And so this would be a cool update for Uxie. Uxie definitely has some potential. Kind of want to take a look at this Pokemon as well. I got a very cool shiny one that I'm going to build for the Great League. So that's going to be interesting. And then the final one, which is also more of an impactful buff if it's going to be 35, not as impactful if it's 40 energy, would be Wigglytuff here. I don't know why they put Wigglytuff on Swift, because putting Wigglytuff with a Swift is kind of making it tougher to put it as a 35 energy move. I could see them putting it as a 41, like a 40 energy move, not a 41 energy move, but like a 40 energy move just because of Wigglytuff. And that's kind of sad, because I feel like it would be very balanced to put Swift at 35 energy. I hope for Niantic to do like 35 energy for this thing, but this is basically going to be my tier list for today. Here a little bit high up as well. Again, quite a lot of Pokemon that are irrelevant, spicy, or like just filler for the page. Not a lot that really get like a change here, but yeah, kind of expectable, I guess. Like they never really changed the season too much. I think it's still going to be more of an enjoyable season if they finally fix the lag, of course, but also just because Scald is going to get nerfed and Spark is going to get nerfed, so less Lantern, less Whiscash, which is, I think, kind of good for the meta in general. I'm curious on how good the meta are going to be afterwards. I think they're going to be huge changes coming up for Season 20, as we have like 20 new fast moves, or like not fast moves, like 20 new moves in general added to the game recently, to the code, which we don't know which is going to be. But having Season 20 and exactly 20 new moves coming, plus, yeah, 20th season afterwards, are very likely going to be a huge update. So, kind of excited for the next season. This season we can still try our best to have some fun with the new updates, but that's going to be it for me. Hopefully we're going to have quite a lot new Pokemon getting added this season, which usually happens during the Go Fest season, but we have to see. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.